Gary. There it is. Actual first cast that I threw out there. Okay. First bass on the very. Let's try to throw it right back where I caught that other bass. See, it's probably. I think something grabbed it. Something got it. Oh yeah. Another hookup, guys. Oh, this guy got it good too. There he is. Another hookup. But that Senko been doing it for me right now. Alright, we out here. It's actually a golf course. Of course, you know, you can't sit out there at the golf course and start pitching around because you'll pretty much, you'll get kicked out, okay? So, oh man, first cast, I got something on the Gary. There it is. Actual first cast that I threw out there. Okay, first bass on the very first cast with the Gary Yamamoto. Wow, he just dumped it. Very first cast. Now we're doing some bank fishing out here right now, and okay. I don't know which way he grabbed it. Okay, so this is, I'll give you a rundown on the hook, but that's the very first cast. It's not a giant bass, but decent size. Looked like a 2-pounder, possibly. Beautiful fish. Let's put him back in there. But that was the very first cast of the day. Nice little looking bass. There he goes. Nice. It's always awesome on the first cast of the day that you throw something out there and get that immediate strike. Very first cast. So what we're using here, the setup, is basically I'm throwing it without an actual weight on it. There's no bullet weight, nothing on there. And this is the 4-size Mustad hook. I did do a previous, I think it was in Spanish, I did a previous video on how to make a polymer knot, put a polymer knot up. So I'm hoping we can still use this more. Okay, we can. He didn't really do too much damage up top here in the plastic, but I will go over this in a little bit, just explain the simple setup. It's nothing, it's not rocket science, it's very simple to set up. So let's get out there and toss another. Let's try to throw it right back where I caught that other bass. See, it's probably, I think something grabbed it. Something got it. Oh yeah. Another hookup, guys. Oh, this guy got it good too. There he is. Another hookup. But that Senko been doing it for me right now. Okay, guy, come on. Okay. That Senko been doing it. Now this guy's not a big one. Fairly little small guy. A small guy, aggressive. But right in that same area, right in that little same area, I just plopped it out there, and boom, he hit it. And they going after that Senko hard, and that's the second bass today so far since I got here, and it hasn't been Hasn't been that much time has gone by. Now my plan to do, because unfortunately that one. That Senko still kicking ass. Senko still going at it strong. Another bass. Another bass. Catching these bass off of the old Senko. Non-stop. That Senko, even though this is not a big one, that Senko's doing its thing out here. And it's almost still intact. Almost still intact. It's been catching a beating. You guys can see, look at that. Look how ripped up that Senko is right now. It's like literally hanging off its own last limb right now. But think about it. It's still, it ripped through that portion of skin. So I just want to see how much licking it can still keep taking. Okay, so let's try to see if we put it across this way and try something different, man. See how much licking it can still keep taking. Okay, see if it can take some more. The total of so far 5. I think that's 1, 2. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I lost count. I think 4 fishes so far, 4 or 5. So let's just see if it's able to get how many I could get off of one Senko. You're gonna see a lot of people out here driving back and forth to the community, but a lot of people like to play golf as well, you know. And I've seen a giant. I don't know. I've seen a giant right here. I saw him from over top, and he was right around this area here. Like I would just, he was somewhere right around there when I saw it. Him last. He was a giant. Oh, I felt something. Oh, did I put it out his mouth? No, I got him. Yeah, I got him. That's another one. Off the Senko. And that was the end of that Senko. It's in half now. It's in half now. That Senko is officially busted. And usually with the pliers, makes it easier to get the hook because you have the other end of the hook on there in its mouth. But usually that's what I usually carry my pliers with me. I didn't have it, but that's, again, look, it's a little small bass, nothing big. Little small guy. Yeah, little small guy. But the Senko is done. It is kaput. Oh. And that was it. That's the end of that Senko. Look at that. Hey, we're right back at it again. The lake's sitting behind me. I went on and already rigged that Senko worm I was using. This is the HOUDINI color. The HOUDINI 5-inch Gary Yamamoto. Now, you notice a little difference there because it's not on the 4/0 hook. It's actually now on an O-ring that's around the actual plastic, and a little small hook now is actually going through the O-ring rather than cutting into the plastic like the 4 was doing with the grip pin we were using earlier. Now you notice we caught 5 good bass with it. We're gonna start working it and see how the O-ring fares with the Gary Yamamoto. Now this is a little tool that I use. This is the Wacky Tool. It's to Wackyrig it. You see, it's a small tube. That tube is actually used to put the worm right into that cylinder there, and then it has a whole bunch of little O-rings on the back end here, so you can actually thread one of those O-rings across the tube and land right on the portion of the plastic you want that O-ring to be. This Wacky Tool is pretty effective tool to keep your plastics preserved. So I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. Did cast a couple of times with it along the lake here behind me right now. We landed 1 bass. Now that's why I started saying to myself, you know, I don't want this to like, let's say we're doing research, right? I don't want it to be I want it to be validated, right? So I want to make sure all the variables are the same, like possibly the same spot, fish with a different technique, and see the responses we get from it instead of a different lake with a different setup. So we're gonna go head back to the same spot, and we're gonna sling around the Wackyrig, but with the same exact plastic. Now you're gonna notice there's gonna be a slight difference because the other plastic I was able to rip and pop in different ways, since it was set up straight along the hook, the 4. It's not an offset hook, but it got the grip point, but it's an offset hook. How I was able to pop it and get a different presentation from it, as it would zigzag in the lake. This time it's just gonna have a drop
it's just going to drop along the water column down to the bottom. Most of the action is going to come from the two ends as it makes way, as it flutters down and gets a reaction from the fish. But we are going to see, can it still get whacked enough times like the previous setup and still be preserved to keep on ticking, right? So it's gonna take that licking and keep on ticking. So we're gonna check that out.
Yeah, he's just right out there. I don't think he's gonna be too much of an issue. So we're gonna be tossing around the Wackyrig. It actually looked like he's going back away, so might go into that little tunnel and end up being on the other side. That's where he looks like he's going. But we're just gonna Wackyrig slow area here. That's exactly where he's going. Right back into that little... Did I get something? Oh, I just hooked up into something. Oh. It's big. Fish on. It's big. Oh yeah, he's big. This guy's big. Yep. Well, he's not a giant, but he's a big guy. Yeah, probably 3-4 pounder. What do you think? 3 pounder. It definitely looks like a 3 pounder. Okay. We got him off for the Wackyrig. It's a Wacky Tool. Pretty good catch. Pretty good catch out here. Let's get that little hook off of him. Got a little small hook. Beautiful fish. Not bad at all. Watch him out. Oh. Put up a little fight there. And that fish was bigger than all the other catches I had gotten out here in this same area. That fish was definitely by far the biggest bass that bit into the Gary Yamamoto. Okay, biggest one yet. So just give me a second just to fix this line. I just gotta see what we're doing with this line. I don't want to tangle it up. But yeah, he was by far the biggest with the Gary Yamamoto Senko by far. Now, with that being said, him being like the biggest by far, let's see what happened to the Senko, shall we? Take a look at
what we got with the Senko. This is the Senko, and it is looking pretty good. No tears whatsoever. No tears whatsoever in that plastic. Look at that. Nothing. Not one tear. And it hit it. It thumped it. Not one single tear. And all it did was just move the hook a little bit down the line. That's all it did. So we're gonna put that hook right back in there. Look at that. Boom. The hook just right around the O-ring. That's it. And we still have an effective Senko. Okay, so again, we're right back at the same exact spot where I was able to catch 3 of the bass earlier with the actually 4. Well, I caught 4 of the bass with the previous setup on the offset hook, Mustad 4/0 weightless. Now what we're doing right now is same exact bait, same exact worm, same exact plastic, but this plastic is actually rigged up Wackyrig style, so it has a different presentation. When it hits the water, it's not going to... oh I got him. Oh, he spit it out. That was definitely a hookup, and it was subtle as well. I didn't barely felt it when I saw him moving. But look, again, he took a bite into it. Okay, sad thing is we didn't pull him out, but the hook is still there, and the bait is still, as you can see, that Gary Yamamoto is still 100% in place. It's not ripped at all, so that's a good thing. But we had him, and he was right on there. I think I got another one. I'm not... oh, yep, got him on. Okay, fish are on. Got him on the side of the lip. Boom. Beautiful fish. Another largemouth. Okay, so this is, so far, caught 1 over there, 1, 2 actual landed fish. So we have 2 largemouths so far, and they landed on the Gary Yamamoto. This, I tell you what, I love this Senko, guys. I really do, Gary. I love the Senko, especially the Gary Yamamoto. Now let's take a look at that. We're gonna take a look again at the bait. Look at that. Still in one whole piece. Still whole, okay? That bait is still whole. All it did was whack the hook out of place. That's all it did. That's all it did. Whack the hook out of place. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna put that hook right back there. It's Wackyrigged again. No damage whatsoever, okay? We could say that it would have been the 3rd hit. That would have been the 3rd bang that it took, because it did take one right up here, this little spot, and it went under really hard. The fish just happened to beat me by wrangling off the hook there. He was pretty good at it, so you got to give him kudos for that. But that was a hit, and believe it or not, even a hit like that on the on a offset hook
Got another one. Look at that. Again, Gary Yamamoto did it again. Okay.
Nice one.
Okay, so that's, again, look at that hook. That hook got him right on the top, in the mouth there. Perfect hook set. Right on top. Now this is not a giant again, a little small one, but it's still, notice how the bass is just going after that Gary Yamamoto, and they just banging it right now. Okay, so we're following along with it. That's what we got. 1, 2, 3 back there earlier. If we count the other one from the other lake before we came back to the same spot, that'd be 4. It's practically 5 already. That's 5. 5 hits is taken already. Okay, and look, Gary Yamamoto hook is still in perfect shape. Still perfect shape. Nothing, no tears, nothing. It's still ready to go right back out there on the Wackyrig. Look at that little small gator. You guys see the little gator out here? Look at him. Little tiny guy, right there watching me like, hey man, let me get some fish. What's up, buddy? Huh? I can't give you no fish right now, man. Stay over there. Stay. No. Bad gator. Stay. A little small tiny gator over here. You know what we could do? Possibly get him on our camera and have a thumbnail with him, right? What do you think? Look at him right there. Little baby gator coming right up to me. He's like, what are you doing, man? What are you using to catch that fish, man? How can I get one of those wacky tools, man? No, buddy. Go back. Go somewhere, man. Go somewhere. Get. On your business. Mind your business. It's my fish, not yours. It's a little baby gator too. It's a baby. It's a lot smaller than the one we saw a little earlier today. He knows he's not going to be able to chase me out of here. Out of his face. He got to come up. He got to make his way up this little cliff here to get up to me and bite my ankles. You see? Then there goes the line. Leave me alone, Mr. Gator. Got the little gator sizing me up here. Oh, yeah. Go away. Shoot. There he goes. Look at him. Little guy. You gotta be careful, roll over and uh-oh. Is he going after my line? Yeah, he's going after it. No. No, that's my wacky worm. You can't have my wacky worm. Little guy's going after my wacky worm. Listen, if I go down there, you make me go down there. Don't make me go down there. I'll go down there and I'll see you. You hear me? You. Get out. Go about your business. Yeah. Hell of a swimmer.